clip you're about to see is of a march in London 2016, a protest for, or a march for reparations for white people owed black people through slavery.
Young fist yourself with your Remembrance Day, and your Battle of the Somme, and your St. Andrew's Day, your St. George's Day, St. Patrick's Day, and you tell us to forget your damn face, you red
Apparently the only people to ever enslave people were white people to enslave blacks.
When you're white, you don't know what it's like to be living in a ghetto. You don't know what it's like to be poor.
Only white people can be racist, and don't forget it's my fault for African American gangbangers.
Basically, you know, racism to me is a form of white supremacy. You know, it's absurd to say that black people are racist
and drug and gun culture in hip-hop. That's all my fault.
Crews carried off into slavery. We estimate 1.5 million European and American slaves taken between 1750 and 1815. Jefferson and Adams went to their ambassador in London and said, why do you do this to us? The United States has never had a quarrel with the Muslim world of any kind. We weren't in the Crusades. We weren't in the war in Spain. Why do you do this to our people and our ships? Why do you plunder and enslave our people? And the ambassador said very plainly, Mr. Abdul Rahman said, because the Quran gives us permission to do so, because you are infidels.
Out of the Western Sudan would come a great general, Tarak Ben Zad, Jabral Tarak. He would discover a weakness in Spain, fighting and tell the Africans how weak the whites are, and said they are so weak, if you want to conquer them, it's an easy thing to do. Then later, he would send 60,000. He'd take Spain. Now this is purely an African conquest. You're not dealing with the Arab conquest of Spain at first, because the Arabs were not there at first. The initial conquest of Spain was African, not Arab. That army came from the Senegamia, now Senegal, and parts of what is now Mauritania.
Now, what that gentleman just described as African conquest and said honour, if it was white people, you lefties would have called it racism and white privilege. But he calls it African conquest and honour. When really it was rape, slavery and genocide.
About history. I find that shit fascinating. Here's a fact, I don't know whether you know or not. Sicilians were spawned by niggers.
Come again?
No, it's a fact. Yeah. You see, Sicilians have black blood pumping through their hearts. And no, if you don't believe me, you can look it up. Hundreds and hundreds of years ago, you see, the Moors conquered Sicily. And the Moors are niggers. So you see, way back then, Sicilians were like wops from northern Italy. They all had blonde hair and blue eyes. But, well, then the Moors moved in there and, well, they changed the whole country.
If white people owe black and brown people 300 years of reparations, then the Moorish Empire, which enslaved white Europeans for 700 years, surely that means that's 700 years of reparations that black and brown people owe white people. So if you add up, if you do the maths, you owe us 400 years.